My first one here is on Haley. Obviously, we saw the report that came out. Is this more of like a precaution thing, or is this something that you guys are just kind of just being more, I guess, aware of, just like the wear and tear on her coming into the season, or just kind of what are you seeing here with the ankle injury?
Yeah, she has some flare-ups at times with her ankle, and so she's felt a little soreness. So we want to be, precautious with that, especially at the time of the season that we're in. So, giving her the proper rest and treatment that she needed so that she's feeling okay.
And then I had a couple on Camilla. I rewatched the game, and I liked the tandem with her and Ariel, just really good two-man there. I just wanted to get your thoughts on Camilla and how she's finishing through contact right now. I just think that she's just showing that ability of just being more like dexterous as far as how she's kind of getting around contact and scoring. What are you seeing there?
Yeah, she's doing a great job finishing through contact. She gets a lot of contact. And so she's done a good job adjusting to that, to the physicality, of knowing when to initiate physicality and then how to absorb it. And so she has been doing a great job of that. I think that when it comes to, the two-man game between her and Ariel, it's been great because they've both been able to play at a pace that allows Camilla to get in and out of screens pretty quickly, and also makes the defense have to react onto Ariel in terms of, are they going under, are they going over, are they hedging? But when they go over, it's opportunities for Ariel to get downhill, and now you're drawing the bigs and able to get Camilla over the top. And so I think a lot of it is the pace that they're able to play with together.
And then my last one on Camilla. Obviously, she runs down the floor like a guard. Now, I've asked the other players about this, but just for you, like it's coaching someone with just that kind of like talent and ability, just how does that unlock things for you when you're kind of getting in your playmaking bag?
Man, it helps. It helps so much, both in transition and in the half court, with her mobility, and it enables us to play with more pace. It enables us to maintain the spacing in the half court, but also it's what you're seeing as the progression of more and more of that position coming into the league. You're seeing more and more players at that position being able to get up and down the floor pretty quickly, and to be able to do that at the size that Camilla has and the ability to catch and finish. It's a luxury to have for sure for our offense.
Well, I guess to continue with the Camilla topic, and Angel, when I think about the development of their range, I feel like I usually think about the mid-range and the threes, but then I was also thinking about even within the paint, because a lot of their buckets come right at the basket, and maybe they could add a little baby hook, or just a little bit farther out. Is that a priority for you in their development?
Yeah, for sure. I think that developing a set of counters in the paint when the defense takes away an angle or something is definitely another step to add to their progression, their development. But I also think that being able to establish positioning inside when we have the advantage to, and being able to hold that positioning is important. I also think the ability to play in space, and so we've seen different times. We've seen Angel a ton this season, but we've seen Camilla at times this year as well operate off the blocks and off the elbows, and being able to kind of rip and drive to the rim as well. So that's another part of their their progression as well.
Yeah. General team question. Over the last 4 games, a lot of the numbers are good for you guys in terms of just different statistical categories, and obviously you've been very happy that you're healthy, that the team is healthy, and that's obviously a part of it. But then I was also hoping you could just talk about more just the execution side, that things are just being executed well.
Yeah, I think that we've been able to get some sort of consistency in terms of rotations and minutes played and things like that. There's things that come with being more healthy, and I think it's been able to put our players in more of a position that they're used to being in, or were used to being in earlier in the season, and so I think that obviously the health gives just as much of a physical element. There's a mental element that it comes with it as well, of just added confidence in your group, knowing that you got the most healthy team that we've had, really since Sloot went down. And so I think that for us, we're feeling pretty good in how we're playing in terms of the effort that we're given. But I think that another part of the growth for this team is feeling like that we should have won some of these games that we've dropped in the last couple. And so we've been in position, and that's great. But I think for us to ultimately get to where we want to be, we have to have the mindset of finding ways to pull those games out.
I had one for you on late game execution and strategy. I think in the last, 3 to 4 games, like Alyssa mentioned, we've seen like some improvements there. And I even asked E. Will the last practice just about some of your work on the clipboard. How would you like evaluate yourself just in those moments?
I learned a lot from Becky. I learned a lot from Rick Carlisle in Indiana, and just in terms of what you look for in those late game situations and moments. So I feel comfortable being in there. I think that whether it's been late game or throughout the course of the game and the season, I think we've been pretty good at execution out of timeouts, and so I think that's a testament to the focus of our group. And I think that it's been more so like how to manage runs and how to execute when teams are going on runs, and throughout the course of the game is where we can improve on. But when we have a set opportunities to come out, whether it's to start quarters or whether it's to come out of timeouts, I think we've been pretty good all year long, and so I feel pretty good about that.
I asked you about Angel, kind of like all defense case, but what about Ariel too? How would you kind of make the all defense case? And then also, is it kind of unfair that not a lot of guards get represented in the all defense team?
Yeah, I think that there's so many good versatile guards. I think that Ariel, like she has a tough assignment night in and night out, because she's got to, in most situations, guard the toughest assignment from a guard perspective, but then she's also dependent on so heavily from an offensive standpoint for us. And so I think she's used to taking on those assignments defensively. I think the combination of the two is something that she's still growing into for us and learning who she's got to be for us. And but I think that she's done wonders, especially on the ball. I think that she's been able to show her versatility there, whether it's guarding bigger guards or guarding guards more like her size and with her quickness. But she's shown that ability throughout her career of being a perennial defensive focal point. And so she's been great all year. Angel has obviously been great in respect to the different things that we've asked her to do on the defensive side and guarding multiple positions there as well. And so we'll continue to explore those opportunities, and where we can be versatile defensively just like we want to be versatile offensively.
I have one for you on the tandem playmaking that we continue to see from Camilla and Angel. Just kind of what are your thoughts there on just the evolution of that?
Man, they've got really good chemistry together. I think they're understanding more and more of how to operate in space between the two, how to create and maintain the spacing. I think that was the biggest adjustment that we wanted to make coming into this year is just giving each more space to operate. And I think that you've seen an increase in efficiency from both of them inside. I think a lot of that is due to the spacing that we're able to create and maintain for them individually. And so and then put them in different positions to where they're able to attack defenses, whether it's down low or whether it's in the high post. And so I think that their chemistry together, their ability to read each other has been great all year.
And then I had one on E. Will. I know that a lot of people, mostly, and we talk about this a lot, they talk about her on her defensive side of the court. But offensively, there's just been a lot about her season I really enjoyed watching, but mostly the timely cuts that she makes to the basket. Can you just kind of talk about how that kind of helps unlock things for you guys?
Yeah, he's just a smart player. She's a smart veteran player, and I think that to your previous question with Angel and Camilla, I think that they've been able to learn a lot from E in terms of how she maintains space as well. And she does a really good job of reading the floor and reading her teammates and understanding of how to put herself in position that doesn't take the rest of the action out of position. And so I think that just comes with experience. She's been great at understanding when she needs to be more aggressive inside and as a scorer. And she fits right in with Camilla and with Angel in terms of how willing and great of a passer she is as well. And so I've said it all year long, that's the biggest and best attribute of our bigs is their ability to pass. And she fits right in.
All right, thank you.